line, you cannot hold that. I'm not the one to go at. Meet Joe Black, meet Joe Black.
It's week 18 of the 2024 season, and the focus is on Courtland Sutton. And big plays follow him around. He comes in second in the NFL in receiving yards. It's the Broncos and the Steelers. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Denver Broncos. Hello, everyone. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, this is a contest truly worthy, I guess you would say, of calling it a showdown. We have the league's #1 passing game going up against the league's #1 pass defense. Time to decide which of the league's best is truly supreme.
And for fans who love this game, who follow the NFL, matchup like this in the regular season can't really get any better, can it? And I know it's only the regular season, but the intensity that I'm feeling so far, already like a playoff atmosphere.
And off we go from Denver. From the 6. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, Accentuate the Positive. Because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
They'll start the drive with Harris. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. So, CD, here we are. You look at how well this offense has played all year, 16-0. Now, in most years, they'd be at home right now enjoying time off for their perfect season, getting ready for the postseason. But this is the decade of the 2020, so that means 17 games are what's needed to get to a perfect season. Would a win here make them an all-timer for you?
It would. It absolutely would. And I realize we're not comparing apples to apples because of the length of regular seasons. But if you think back to the 1972 Dolphins, they were 14-0 in the regular season. 3 wins made them a Super Bowl champion, so they were 17-0 total. Imagine getting through 17 now and then continuing on and winning the Super Bowl. They're an all-timer team already for me.
It's a first down following a gain of 3. Didn't get it by much, but bottom line got the first down. Avoiding that 3 and out, how vital is that on the first drive?
To me, it's like the first round of a boxing match. You know, it may not mean much right then and there, but you'd rather not lose it, right? So you want to go ahead and get it, kind of establish something early, and hope it can carry through.
They go play action here on first down. They'll roll him outright. Outright completes it to Jarwin. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. Well, Charles, did it seem like to you that maybe they were a little worried about his running prowess there? Because everybody kind of froze when he got outside the pocket, and they were able to throw it for the first down.
Absolutely, and you work all week getting ready for a game, and you know that the potential is there for him to run it, but you better take care of those receivers downfield. They can hurt you first.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
Flushed out right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. So, CD, this defense, they know that they have to be at their very best when they're taking on a team here that's in the midst of a winning streak that's now stretched over multiple months. Not weeks, months.
I think the challenge they put upon themselves is we want to be the guys to end that streak. And what's working in their favor? The winning streak on the other side. Sometimes that carries a burden with it because they feel like they have to play perfectly as well. Let's just go out there and get them is the idea.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
This defense has passed its first two tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on third down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Wilson. And that is incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So with the Steeler offense on their way out, let's take a look at the playoff picture of the AFC. What we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position #1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things, but winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
On play action, they'll throw. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
And they do get this across midfield to the 49, but a small consolation prize as he's well short of the first. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there. Vision and speed, 2 of the attributes that you might say are important for a free safety, and we saw both in evidence there.
And I think really good defenders can snip out those screen passes, just something that they can feel, something that they can sense about how the quarterback drops back or how the linemen are just a little slow to block the oncoming rushers. He read it perfectly. Got in there and made the play.
And the next-gen stats, they tell the story as he was approaching 19 miles an hour on that one. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. Even though they might not find the #1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they could very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs.
And confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you wonder, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down. They'll go jet sweep here with Sutton. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. From the 41, Wilson. This one swung out to Williams. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. Play action. Now Wilson. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. T.J. Watt causing the disruption. He gets the sack. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Wilson. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's 4th. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Agnew now to return. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game, their toughest test yet.
I absolutely do, because to me, this is a good measuring stick game because they've been able to take advantage of the schedule. But here, this is another team leading its division with an eye on making a Super Bowl run, so this game is crucial.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They'll drop to throw. Got an open man. It's Pickens. His first catch, good for 8 and a 1st down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Now left side on the swing pass. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
And good yardage there on 1st down because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
On 2nd down, it's Warren. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. On 3rd down, here's Harris. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1. He handed it off there, but I just don't really know if he would have kept it or tried to do anything else if it would have mattered.
Yeah, it's not always a wrong read when a play gets stacked up. Sometimes they're just at the line of scrimmage with just too many bodies to maneuver.
And as a result, now they're looking at a 4th down. They get this out quickly to the left side. And he is going to have the Steelers' 1st down. It's a gain of 12 on 4th. A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big-time throw on 4th.
Now that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's 4th down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And now the throw here is incomplete, and with that, we come to the end of the 1st quarter of play. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air. And defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
They run for it with Harris, dancing away at the 30. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. Remember, that was fourth and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and fourth and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
Here's Johnson with a reception. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. A good pickup there, a 22.
And that's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Looked that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you wanted to give him a little extra for the effort. But instead, he sets his guys up in excellent shape for a first and goal.
Now they'll send a tight end in motion left. Harris will score. Touchdown, Steelers. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And coming out now, the Broncos. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. 2 division leaders in the AFC. Could this be a potential playoff preview down the line?
Yeah, and I think when you're talking about the talk about this game coming into play, you're talking about me because I blew up your phone all week prior to this one. I was so excited about this game because, to me, it's not out of the realm of possibility that these two teams see each other again down the road. I like this matchup. They match up very well against each other.
And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27. Nice job there on the tackle, keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort. And
part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw here into the hands of the receiver, Judy. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down. Here's Wilson. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Now a dump off here complete. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. The offense on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. That's complete. It's Okuwebunam. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Now Wilson. He's got Hamler on the out route. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Riley Patterson now on for the field goal. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. Patterson's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So, 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
The Steeler offense set to regain possession. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Here's 2nd and 8. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 at a first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
11 more on that one and another first down.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 47. He'll look to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's got this to Pickens. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That is now 19-yard gains on back-to-back plays.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
As large as the air attack has gotten them down here, but now is where you start to lean on that running game. That's a good pickup there on 1st and goal.
Let's go, baby. Turn it up. We got to be big time now.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Up the middle they go. 1. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
This defense hasn't let him in yet. They'll need to stiffen here. 3rd and goal from the 2. They'll try and run with Harris. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. They give it off here to the tight end. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Calvin Hayward, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Steelers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Boswell good with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Wilson. He'll get that complete to Alberto. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Following the play here, now we've got an injury. Now, this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. This is caught. Touchdown! Pat Freiermuth. His 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed. Aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen, and it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
Fields it right around the goal line. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Open man is Johnson. Touchdown Steelers. Deontay Johnson, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Steelers continue to pull away here in this first half. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On third down, here's Williams. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
On the return, here's Agnew. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's all down to this. Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Lots to be decided, so let's get right to it. We'll start up in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle. And it's the Seahawks who have the lead as those two teams approach halftime. Tyler Lockett, a touchdown reception. From there, we're out to check out another game. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Lions. Justin Herbert, 4 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting L.A. Rams. Joe Burrow, excellent in the W, as his guys get victory number 12 on the year. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for the Steelers in that first half. And it's been the passing game that's been the story. They have feasted on this secondary to the tune of 200-plus yards already through 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they were on the other end of the spectrum in terms of passing efficiency. That's going to need to improve in the second half to come. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So the Broncos come back out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And one thing we do know, they will be a part of the playoffs come January. They have clinched the AFC West.
And that feels good for them, but they feel like their work is far from done because as it stands right now, they won't have the first round bye. But a lot of teams will tell you, that's okay with us. We just want to get to the playoffs and wreak havoc from that point on.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Wilson. Open man Hamler, that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Here's Riley Dixon now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fielded just inside the 30. A good return there, 17 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. There is Deontay Johnson as this Steeler offense gets set for this next series. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good. But there's always that hint that things can really escalate.
And the ball is knocked out. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. And maybe some indecision there on what looked to be an RPO. He wound up keeping it, but that defense right on him to strip it away.
And typically when we see that type of indecision on an RPO, that means it's well defended. He had nowhere to go with it, and that allowed the defense to get to him and knock it free and make it a turnover.
Cameron Hayward in on the tackle. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Again, it's Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Complete to Williams out of the backfield. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this.
Come on, baby. We got to do our job.
Ouch. You thought you had the defensive stand. Roughing the passer wipes it out.
What does every defense talk about? 3 and out, right? Thought they were able to get off the field. Not so.
They run with a Zigbo. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll run. It's a Zigbo. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. Got a man complete. It's Hamler. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. A lot of ground left to make up, obviously. A lopsided contest, and we're already in the 3rd quarter. Now, they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points and playing mistake-free football from here on out.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Wilson. Got a man open. It's Sutton. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Here's Wilson to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Patterson's kick is good. And they're back within 3 scores as it's now a 22-point game.
Well, certainly happy they were able to force the fumble, Charles, but wish they would have gotten in the end zone, only getting 3 points there and still facing this second-half deficit.
And they also will understand it's going to be a whole lot tougher to force another turnover the rest of the game because that offense, they're going to be all about ball security from here on out.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Dancing to his left. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. Okay, take us to school here, Charles. On a play like that, pretty successful RPO. What's the quarterback looking at?
Basics. He's looking at the defensive end or the outside linebacker. If that player crashes down to take the running back, the quarterback pulls it, runs to the outside end. Some teams, though, will read different players depending on defenses, but basically it's that outside player.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. On second down now, it's Warren. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Randy Gregory from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8.
We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage. That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27.
50 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down.
Setting up the screen, Harris.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Ready. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away. And now it's 3rd. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I'd be, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it they're picking up the first down. From the gun, it's Wilson.
This will be caught. Judy. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
So again from the 39, this time from the other side of the field. Here's 1st and 10. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Wilson. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. T.J. Watt able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. One quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays. Now Wilson. And that is incomplete. Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Brought down on the play by Yomu Wazirike.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. And his throw is incomplete. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play.
Well, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside.
The Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Harris.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide. And these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
19 Tigers. 60 Vikings.
On play action, they'll throw. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player. Now, this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back.
And he'll decide to keep this once more. He's able to call his own number for 8 that time, but it leaves him with a 3rd down. A little do-it-yourself run right there, and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that was about all he was going to get, so he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side. And in for the Steelers, touchdown. Pat Freiermuth. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Steelers look poised to reach 17-0 as they add on to their lead. Another touchdown through the air for them, and for this rookie quarterback at the helm, he has put them in a great position, Charles, to get the victory in this one.
He's absolutely taken charge. Every touchdown for them has come via his arm. 0 rushing touchdowns, no special teams, no defensive scores. All him throwing the football. He's in cruise control right now, and so is his team.